Blessings, many blessings, my beautiful people. In this video, I'm going to touch on a topic that I've talked about before, but I think it's just super important that we keep discussing this a few times just to get it really ingrained in our minds, and also so I can reteach myself, because it is so important when it comes to living life on dialysis. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the importance of not just minerals and nutrients for our body and our ultimate well-being, but for the essential amino acids that this system, this human body that we're all gifted with, that it needs in order to function at its highest and best. When I learned about this, it came and it unfolded for me when I needed to learn, because I didn't really know much about the importance of amino acids and proteins and just how the dialysis machine removes all of that, right? So when you feel drained and you feel just not your best, right? That dialysis fog, you can barely answer a question. All you want to do is just eat something and go to bed, rest, right? That's because, again, all of the juices, all of the minerals, everything that machine just took out of you, your body also needs. The potassium, the calcium, even a little bit of the phosphorus, and again, the essential amino acids. And there are a certain amount, a few that we need, that I'll list right here, that this system, again, requires, right? In 2019, I was recovering from my intestines. They perforated. They basically blew up. They exploded inside of me due to diverticulitis. It started off as colitis, and then it progressed into diverticulitis. I mean, that's just a whole another story in itself. But in 2019, my intestines just boom. It almost killed me. And I had to have an ostomy bag placed for about 3 months. I was sent back in center, and it was such a horrible experience. I mean, thank God, truly, that I made it out of that, because it was very rough. I remember that I was just holding on to the little bit of light, the little bit of hope that I could grasp onto, right? And I was very big on my meditation and prayer and breathing. And I would just pray and ask the universe to send me help. And it did. In the month of March 2020, when the world fell into chaos and the pandemic hit. And again, that was kidney month and my birthday month. And oddly enough, we're in that month now, right? My birthday is just coming up on March 21st. So anyways, I came across this amazing superfood company. In the beginning, I was very skeptical, because that's just how I am. But I'm also, because I'm very skeptical, I also do my due diligence, and I research, right? Just trying to find the hole in the armor, the kink in the armor. And with this company, it for the most part, I didn't find anything. And the ingredients were amazing, and I just wanted something to help me, because I knew how important diet and fasting is and was, right? And I just wanted to find a good, reputable company, superfoods, that I could just take when I don't feel like cooking or making a smoothie or whatever, and not getting too crazy in the potassium levels, and that could heal my gut, right? And that's what I found with this company, right? Now, when I started taking the superfood powders and the capsules, right, I started to learn more about all this, right? And what it did for my gut and why it was created. And I came across this one ingredient called Super Amino 23. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Why is it 23? You know, what's in it? And come to find out, it was created by this Italian doctor for patients that were either undergoing radiation and had cancer and, you know, were bedridden in the hospital, and dialysis patients like myself that just wouldn't wither away because they were literally in the hospital and they couldn't eat for the most part. So all they could do was take tablets or take this in the IV form. So this pre-digested, right? It's a pre-digested vegan protein that has that powerful, the powerful super aminos and the master amino building blocks that our muscles and our bodies and organs and even our brain, our eyes, I mean, everything it needs in order to rebuild, right? One thing that happens with dialysis is that it breaks you down, especially in center. Over years, you just wither away, right? Your skin starts to turn dark or yellow, hair starts to fall out, nails and bones are breaking and brittle. I mean, the list goes on. And I experienced that. I did in center for almost 13 years, right? When I started to incorporate these super aminos, I started to see the difference. I started to see my body actually bounce back. I mean, it took a while. It took about a year or two, but I stuck with it because within the first few months, I did start to feel a little bit lighter. I started to feel more nourished, right? That's one thing that people do when they eat food. They eat to feel full. And it's a completely different animal when you're eating to feel nourished. Write that down. Remember that, because this is very important. And as the years went on, again, my studies and my education went on. And this is something that I learned on my own. You know, it's not, I didn't go to school. I didn't go anywhere to learn this. So what I learned was this, and I'm looking at my laptop right now. This is the notes that I copied and pasted and wrote down from government websites. It says that the dialysis process is instrumental to chronic nutrient losses, particularly protein and amino acids. About 6 to 12 grams of amino acids and 7 to 8 grams of protein losses is occurring during each dialysis session. That's a good chunk of protein and amino acids. So it's a strong predictor of malnutrition and mortality. So it's like that dialysis is a double-edged sword. On one end, it's keeping us alive and removing all the toxins and helping us to feel a little bit better. But then on the other end, it's just taking and robbing us from all these essential nutrients and minerals. In the study that I will link in this video, it says understanding the development of malnutrition in hemodialysis patients, a narrative review. And I'll share because that goes into depth, right? I will link this study so you guys can do your research. Don't believe me. Do your due diligence and take the time to read the literature so you can see what this is all about. But then I'm also going to add, because, you know, after me just learning this and researching and just going into depth with all this, I still come across other doctors that mention this that have nothing to do with this superfood company that I'm a part of, right? And have nothing to do with being a sponsor or anything, right? And when they say basically what we know, it just confirms it and it just keeps adding to it, right? So I saw this I saw this doctor on this very well-known podcast from what's the podcast? Steve Barrett. The Diary of a CEO podcast. Very successful, right? He has so many amazing doctors and just amazing people that go on there to share the truth, right? And something she shared, and I'm going to share the video, was, wow, it blew me away. It really did, because if you don't take the time, especially as a dialysis patient, you know, of course, someone that is getting older, right? You want to take supplements and these type of ingredients to keep your body, your heart, your bones, and your muscles healthy, especially your bones, right? And she describes why that is. But I cannot emphasize and stress for my dialysis community out there how important it is for you to do the same thing. And if we don't do this, if we don't start incorporating these ingredients into our body, into our daily routines, it is going to be detrimental for you, right? It was for me. I don't want that to happen. I've seen what happens to people. And just this year, I have more than 3 friends, very young friends that were in their 30s that passed away. And it didn't have to happen that way. It didn't have to happen that way. So anyways, her name is Dr. Vonda Wright, a medical doctor, orthopedic. Vonda Wright is an orthopedic surgeon based out of Orlando. And she talks about this in this interview. And she mentions the exact ingredient of what it is that we take with Super Amino 23.
If I'm trying to protect my muscle as I age, are there any supplements that I should be taking?
You need to feed your muscles. Here's what I know. People need really specific instructions and they can't be confusing. So is there a range of protein people need? Yes, there is, but people can remember 1 gram per ideal pound. So you got to feed your muscle with protein. High quality protein. The highest quality protein has the greatest percentage of an essential amino acid called leucine. Leucine is not made by the body. It has to be taken in from the outside. It's a branched chain amino acid, and you get it from whey protein. The best source in the universe of leucine and whey protein is mother's milk, but most of us don't drink that as adults, so we get it from dairy products. You can get it from plants. For everybody that is a plant lover, you just have a much lower percentage. You have to eat a lot more of it. So high quality protein, number 1. Number 2, there's a lot of research for creatine supplementation for both men and women. When I first started being aware of creatine in 1992, it was during the Olympics. I was working with a bunch of wrestlers at that time. We would give very, very high doses. We would cycle the creatine. We would come on and off. Now, steadily, 5 a day will help build muscle. It will help build brain. So 5 grams a day.
It is an essential amino acid called leucine, right? And it can be somewhat difficult to get. And if you do get it as a dialysis patient, it's probably getting washed out during the dialysis process. Follow the science, follow the literature. Don't be ignorant, don't be arrogant. You know, this is what's happening. We're going to cut this video short on that, but I am going to add Dr. Vonda Wright and Diary of a CEO podcast, so y'all can check that out and check that interview out, because it is a must watch. And If you want more information on Super Amino 23s or what it is that I use personally as a certified kidney health and wellness coach, patient advocate, and a dialysis patient, then just check the description below. You could reach out to me through my email and let's book a free call. I would like to get to know you, get to know your story, and possibly if it's interesting enough, I'll get you to be a special guest on my podcast, The Connected Reloaded. Like, subscribe, comment, and come on, man. Let's go to the top together. Because if I'm doing good, I'm feeling good, I'm making money, I'm doing amazing things, making money, serving people, and helping people become the best version of themselves. Money is energy. Current is flowing in a good way. It's flowing through me in a good way. Money is currency. So ride the wave with me, baby. Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Let's go. Much love, my people, for real. You know I love you. You know I know your demons. You know I know what you're going through. But I also know the darkness and the light. Bringing you to the light, man. Let's go.